I'd always been involved in hip hop, since early on. So whether it was breaking or DJing or just being a fan of the culture.
I loved this, and I was an advocate, and I was a fan, but I didn't know what I wanted to be. I just wanted to be a part of it.
I always rapped. From the third grade, I wrote raps. I rapped. So it was one of those things where like the homies were like, man, you should be a rapper. And I was like, I didn't think about wanting to be a rapper.
There were cats that inspired me early on to be involved, and that was cats like Travitron, Travis Lee, IRM crew.
I looked up to people like LST and Travitron as they were bigger than a local scene to me. I didn't realize that this was actually like something that could be touched. I thought it was, to me that was my version of New York. Ecstasy Crew, IRM, like these dudes were larger than life to me.
Those were the people that kind of inspired me to just be involved.
I knew what I wanted to do, and I just, and that was just to make music with rappers. I just put out some flyers to get people to come to my studios, and the trick was I was charging people, but I really wasn't gonna charge nobody. I was looking for people, like-minded individuals to make art with.
I think Unikis saw one of the flyers at Cheapo, and then, we hit him up. Went down into his basement, he played a beat, just went up, it was like, all right. I was like, all right, kick a freestyle. So I kicked the freestyle on the mic, and from there it was like over. We was basically at ants like all week.
And I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna work with.
What is this in my hand? The master plan to guinea pig society with the shit that be enticing me.
When I met Saad, we had a bond because I smoked weed and he sold weed. But not just that, but we also both bonded in the type of, with how we liked to practice this art form.
I had to get money and shit, so I was like selling weed, you know what I'm saying? And Slug would come through and buy some trees. It was like a hip hop thing too. It was like, a lot of homies bought trees from me, but it was just, he just liked to rap more than most people.
A cat that I was tight with and grew up with, Ralph X, had started an organization called Universal Parliament of Hip Hop. We clicked up and started doing these shows called Microphone Check Showcases, and basically we would bring out a national act and have a showcase of local acts that would basically, it was almost like a best of the bands type of event. So it would be a competition of local acts to go on to this final show.
I knew that Siddiq was part of real parties that were cracking off, real things, real events. And so I kind of was like about it. I was like, we're gonna go to that. And then eventually it led us to performing at some of these events, and it's just slowly the relationship grew.
Through that is pretty much where Headshots formed.
My order be far from chronological. You're locked in a psychological cage. Rapper for minimum wage. Wanna be up in lights and on stage. Entertaining big Willy Wonkers. Going bonkers in the brain again. Very comical like my razor. Here comes